Welcome to the Clicks to Riches show, where print-on-demand pros come to learn a little magic, cast a few spells of success, and have a frightfully delightful time doing it. My name's Martin.
And I'm Leah, and today we're brewing up something special. Consider this your Halloween edition, complete with tricks, treats, and a few hauntingly good insights. We're rolling up our sleeves and getting hands-on with the latest tools and innovations designed to help you make more sales, save more time, and maybe cast a few profitable spells along the way.
Exactly. We're conjuring up the magic behind Printify's new personalization process, a spellbinding upgrade for custom products and fulfillment. If personal orders have ever haunted your workflow, this update might finally banish those ghosts for good.
And then we're summoning something straight out of the future, EverBee's AI store builder. It's smart, it's fast, and honestly, it's almost scary how easy it makes launching a successful shop.
Plus, we've got all the latest breaking news in print-on-demand, this week's top-selling products, hot market trends,
and yes, prizes, because what's Halloween without a few treats for our audience?
And joining us today is someone who knows innovation like a mad scientist in a lightning storm, Leslie Cole from EverBee. We're diving into strategy, smart tech, and how to turn a little automation into a monster of a business.
This episode's got more energy than a haunted fulfillment center at midnight, so grab your notes, your coffee, and maybe your favorite candy.
Because it all starts right now on the Clicks to Riches show. Well, happy Halloween, Leah.
Happy Halloween to you all out there.
Exactly. This is our Halloween theme show. As you can see, we always have a lot of fun with it, and I'm super excited because not only do we get to dress up in cool costumes, but we get to cover some really interesting topics today. A little bit later, we're going to be doing some hands-on demonstrations of not only our personalization tool, but Leslie's going to come out here and show you this really cool cutting-edge technology that they've just deployed from EverBee, where you can build an entire store using just a few prompts. I'm super excited to check out both of those presentations. You folks are in for a treat. In fact, how's that chat looking? Let's give some shout outs to some people that are joining us.
We've always got to give shout outs. It is a little bit quieter tonight. I'm guessing everyone's out like trick-or-treating or something, right? So they're not gonna see the show tonight. But we have, let's see, we have Richard Ward from Litchfield, UK. Hello, welcome. Dangerously Made from Louisville, Kentucky. Hello to you. Pup Style Haven. Hello from Iowa. Hello. And Sharon says hi. Hello.
Hi, Sharon. Wonderful. Thank you for joining us. And it's not required, but if you are wearing a costume watching the show today, you get extra points. All right, folks. Well, we've got a lot to cover today, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. We're going to be covering a ton of topics today. I know you're going to have a lot of questions, and that's cool because we have a dedicated Q&A portion a little bit later. So as we go through our news stories and cover the topics that we do today, when you have your question, no need to hang on to it until the end and then like feverishly type in right as we get to our Q&A portion. Go ahead and pop those into the chat. Our moderator, Talish, shout out to Talish, is going to collect those so we can address those during the Q&A portion. So, and also we're going to be throwing some links at you and stuff like that. You'll find those available in the chat for our news story and our various features we'll be covering today. They will also be available in the video description if you're watching on replay. So we got you covered, folks. But we talked about prizes, and we are making this a very, very lucrative Halloween for you folks, because if you stick around until the end of the show, we're going to pop in a link to our post-show survey where 3 of you who fill it out completely will be eligible to be chosen at random to win our grand prize, which is $50 in Printify sales credit, as well as a super awesome, super exclusive, super unique Clicks to Riches t-shirt that you can wear this holiday season and be the belle of the ball. So stick around until the end for that. But that's not it, folks. At 3 portions during today's discussion, we're going to put a halt on everything, and we're going to give out a coupon code. And those are 3 of you who put it into your Printify account the fastest will win instantly $15 of Printify sales credit. So, what do you say we give away some of that prize money right now? So, I'm going to ask you folks to take out your Printify accounts, and on the left-hand side where it says wallet, go ahead and click there, and then click on where it says Reward Center, and then find the coupon code entry box. and prepare to enter today's first coupon code. Now, you won't see any bells and whistles saying, congratulations, you've won. You'll either get the credit or you'll see a notice that says this coupon doesn't exist because we only made 3 of them. So if you see that notice, that means you didn't type fast enough. But don't worry, you'll have 2 more chances. And if you do win, let us know in the chat so we can all celebrate. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, today's first coupon code is working smarter. Working smarter. All one word just like this, which is the theme of the day. Since we're talking about all these cool tools that can save you time and money and make you more profitable, that is what we will be dealing with all throughout today's episode of the Clicks to Riches show. So yeah, again, if you do win, let us know in the chat. But let's go ahead and move along and cover today's latest breaking news stories in print on demand in Printify Chronicles. Our first story comes to us from our friends from Shopify. Now, they've just released their Black Friday, Cyber Monday playbook. We put out our holiday guide as well. And it's very interesting to see where these 2 guides line up. Because if we're telling you the same thing that Shopify is, well, chances are that's something you should pay attention to. So I encourage all of you to explore and take on some of these ideas from Shopify. Now, for instance, think about Black Friday, Cyber Monday as its own event inside of the larger holiday season, and plan accordingly. Because when it comes right down to it, there are no more lucrative days than that time right after Thanksgiving, right till that Monday. That entire weekend should be your gold mine. So at the very least, make yourself available. But click on the link and check it out for yourself. You can also find the link in the description, in the video description. Moving right along, this article, I got super excited when I found this. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to share this with you guys, because since we're talking about personalization today, this article gives a little bit of a background. This is actually from CNN. That talks about the demand for personal products and gives you some tips on how to sell them, who to sell them to, how to format your personalization. But where I think is the most value in this article comes from the store links that they provide in the article that takes you directly to merchants that are selling personalized products on a high level. Because often one of the questions I get all the time at my live Q&A sessions is, Martin, can you please share some Printify sellers stores so we can take a look? And my answer is always the same. I'm sorry, I can't do that, because I value the privacy of our merchants above all else. And I would protect your privacy just as much as I would protect anybody else's. So without express permission from a merchant or having arranged beforehand, there's no way I'm able to show you a high functioning store. But that's what makes this particular article so cool, because you can click on it, you can see people selling personalized products, how they craft their value proposal, and how they make their presentation to their customers. And you can learn a lot from it as part of your competitor research.
A lot of these products are really good, and customers are good to look into because they have some really cool products like knives, things like that. But I would say at least half, maybe more of those products were products that you can find in our catalog. They have things like wall art, candles, stuffed animals even was on that list, passport holders, all things that we have in our catalog that you too can use as examples. Check out those sellers, see how they're positioning those products.
Yeah, check it out for yourself, folks. Moving right along to our next news story. Now I was excited to share this one as well, because if you are looking for that one thing that you don't have to come out of pocket too big for in terms of ad spend, is creator marketing. Now, it's different from influencer marketing. Like, think of influencers as like lifestyle. They share images and videos of lifestyle, them traveling and things like that. There's certainly a place for that in terms of being able to promote your print-on-demand goods. But creators, think of those as the people that are creating videos about certain subjects, like about video games or cake baking or something like that. there is a massive opportunity for you folks to collaborate with these creators, and the barrier to entry is super low. I mean, you don't have to go out and chase those creators that have millions and millions of followers, but find those that have under 10 grand or something like that, and reach out and see if you can come up with a mutually beneficial agreement. In a lot of cases, what you can do is just offer to give out a package of your most popular products to their audience in exchange for the creator making them promoting your store and making that available to their thousands of followers. Because it's a win-win. The creator gets to give away some free stuff on their channel, their followers love it, and you get to be exposed to thousands of people you wouldn't normally otherwise be exposed to. So a lot of benefits there. And just to give you an example of how big this industry is, right now it's valued at about $250 billion. And just by 2027, that is estimated to go up to $450 billion. So there is a massive opportunity right here, and we're right on the cusp of it. So it's a great opportunity for you to take advantage of that, okay? And of course, you can take advantage of it on several different levels, but at the end of the day, where the biggest value is going to come from is being exposed to, being hyper laser exposed to folks that are right in your niche. So if you are selling stuff to volleyball players, you find a creator that is into volleyball, boom, you're talking to people that are exactly in your target demographic. So it's a great way to maximize your efforts this holiday season. All righty, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the Printify product spotlight. Now, what we've done here, folks, is we have taken the top selling products in Printify, and I've eliminated the ones that are like always at the top, like the t-shirts and the sweatshirts and the hoodies to a large degree, with one notable exception you'll see here in a moment. And I'm looking for the outliers that are climbing the charts this holiday season, and that's what I have assembled for you. Number one with a bullet, wrapping paper, okay? We featured it in the last episode of the Clicks to Riches show. It is back. Wrapping paper is showing no sign of slowing down, and folks, if you're looking for a product to personalize, wrapping paper is where it's at this year, okay? And there's some other products on there you want to take advantage of. Wall calendars, okay? This is the time of year when you should be selling wall calendars, okay? This is the best time of the year to be selling 2026 wall calendars. Ceramic ornaments, picking up speed. And one thing I found very interesting is the 3-panel fleece hoodie. Now, this is a higher quality garment, very much a premium product. And I'm very inspired by its popularity, because that means people are out there looking for an upgraded option. So whether or not you want to provide that to your customers, I leave that to you. But this is something that could be easily paired with like embroidery or something like that to really double up that premium appeal.
I think the fleece hoodie is a really good opportunity for you to stand out as well, because we already know that the Gildan 18,600, they're top sellers, right? But this fleece hoodie, it's gonna make you stand out way above these kind of generic hoodies, dare I say.
Yeah, it's at least something to think about if you're looking to provide your customers an option that's a little bit more on the upscale side for them to gift to their friends and family this holiday season. Moving right along, here's what you need to keep an eye on. Speaking of the holiday season, well, there's no surprises here, although don't forget about Veterans Day that's coming up in just a few weeks on the 11th of November. But then, of course, there's the big days, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. I mean, I could drill this into your head, but chances are, folks, you are already well aware of these. These are the linchpin dates of the holiday season, okay? So make sure you make yourself available and plan accordingly. Shout out to our friends at eRank. Well, let's see what's currently trending on Etsy. And again, no surprise here. Christmas shirt, Christmas mug, painting, ornament. I mean, if you were in doubt that we are fully into the Christmas season, well, remove all doubt, because all signs point to Christmas.
Now, I know some of you might be thinking, painting, well, I'm not a painter, I don't paint, I don't sell paintings. AI or your designs can be made into a painting style or a format, and people are buying canvases, wall art, other products with these painting styles. Check out Etsy, check out other platforms, and you'll see that people are selling these.
Sure, and think about how people search. When they put in the word painting, most of the time they're looking for a picture or something to put on their wall or something like that. They just use painting as a default term. So, but anyways, there you go. That's what's happening on Etsy right now. So, folks, what are your thoughts? I mean, we've covered some interesting news stories today. Do any of these have any particular effect to how you're doing business right now? Are you selling any of these popular products to any level of success? Let us know in the chat, because I'd be interested to know. I'd be interested to know your thoughts. And did we miss any news stories today? It'd be wonderful if there's something that is particularly of importance to you that you could share with the rest of us. Please do so in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to invite you to join me for my live Q&A sessions that I do on the Sellers Club, Mondays and Wednesdays. Join me live from my home studio, and let's talk about the things that are important to you. You can sign up to the Sellers Club using the code JOINSELLERS2025 and check out what we have available on the Sellers Club for 30 days free of charge. But of course, my live Q&As are always on the free side of the paywall, so you can join those no matter what, and those are open to everybody. So we're gonna pop that link in. It's also in the description. Sign up, and I'll see you Monday or Wednesday. Moving right along. So what's new at Printify, ladies and gentlemen? Well, a couple things that I want to bring to your attention. I mentioned earlier, we're going to pop these links into the chat as well, about our Printify Holiday HQ. You're going to want to bookmark that. That's going to be your holiday season go-to page. And on that, in that Holiday HQ is our network fulfillment status page. You'll find a link for that as well. Now, this is super important, because you'll find the status updates for our print provider network. So if you're looking to fulfill products and you're looking for a print provider that is relatively unbusy at the same time. Unbusy, is that a word?
It is now.
It is now. Okay, congratulations. I just invented a word. So when they see which print provider is unbusy enough to handle your business. And also, we've just released our cutoff dates, our recommended cutoff dates for our various print providers. And you can find that information in the network status page. That is super important to share with your customers, so they know if they order by a particular date, they have a relatively good expectation that that product is going to arrive in time to be placed under the tree for Christmas. That's super important.
Make sure you plaster it literally everywhere. In your shop announcements, in your banners, make a mock-up photo at the top of your descriptions, email newsletters, social media, let your customers know. Because, I mean, it's inevitable you're still going to get those questions, right? Be prepared for it, but let them know everywhere.
Exactly. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here to discuss a few of our awesome tools that we have available to you folks. And we're going to start with personalization, because, well, if you're a regular viewer of the Clicks to Riches show, you know we talk about personalization a lot. If you come to my live Q&As, I'm constantly talking about it. And there's a reason for that, because personalization is so popular right now. I mean, you look at any of the industry literature that is out there, they're going to tell you that this is a massively exponentially growing segment of our industry. And right now, you are poised to provide this service to your customers in a way that that is efficient, and in a way that anybody can master. And Leah is going to demonstrate that in just a second, okay? No better time than right now. What do you say, Leah? Let's go ahead and show our audience how they can use this personalization tool, and just how easy it is to start selling personalized products.
Yes, so when you're thinking about personalization, I want you to think of this as the emotional gift economy. This is what is pushing the POD industry forward and making it grow so fast. Birthdays, anniversaries, graduations, they're not just about generic mugs anymore, right? People are gifting inside jokes on coffee cups or photo memories on blankets, and every single item is telling a story. It's a tiny piece of a person's identity made tangible, okay? And that emotional connection is what's fueling this industry growth, okay? Now, personalization, it's not just about letting your customers add a name or a photo. Again, it's how you turn a product, a physical product, into a piece of someone's identity. So I'm gonna break this down into kind of 5 layers for you, starting from the top, and then we're gonna dive a little bit deeper. So the first layer is the functional layer. It's all about the basics. This is where your customers can change the text, they can upload photos, maybe they can pick their colors. This is the add your name here level of personalization. Then we go a little bit deeper. We go into the emotional layer, the heart hook, okay? When people see their own name or a photo on a mock-up, they feel it, okay? That emotional connection is gonna form before they even buy it, and it's gonna lower their price resistance, meaning they're gonna be willing to spend a little bit more money on this because of that connection. The third layer is the psychological hit. This is gonna be called the identity hit. So people don't buy a mug. They buy a reflection of who they are, okay? Personalization taps into this human need to feel unique and seen. Then that brings us into layer 4. This is the strategic layer or the competitive edge, okay? Generic designs aren't easy to copy, or are easy to copy, but personalized ones are not easy to copy, right? Anyone can sell a generic best dad ever t-shirt, but not everyone can sell a best dad ever established April 2026 with the baby's name on it, okay? That's very specific, and that's built-in protection because it's unique to every customer, okay? And that last layer, this is layer 5, the data. This is going to be the hidden gold mine, okay? Every custom order is data. Which names, colors, messages are converting the best for you? Now, if you're a smart seller, you're gonna treat that as market intelligence, not just another design, okay? You're gonna use that to personalize and refine your designs, your products, your ads, and your SEO. All right, let's now move into a demo here. So we're gonna start with a basic mug. We know mugs are a big seller year-round and especially in the holiday season. Now, here I'm doing an accent mug. I've already added a design and a text layer, but we're gonna take it to the next level with a personalizable layer. So to do that, in the left tool menu here, we see this personalize tab. And here we have the option to add text or an image. Right now, we're just going to add text. So we click on it, it's added like a text layer. Now, when we add a personalizable layer directly in the product creator here, it's going to be seen by your customers on the storefront, and they can input their name, their numbers, whatever you want, and it's going to be automatically added to the product in the product creator and automatically be sent to production. Now, there's a slightly different method we'll talk about in just a moment, but let's finish this mug. So we've added our personalized layer here, and to add your text, we'll just add my name here. We'll say Leah, and we're gonna put a character limit here. Let's say 15 for a name. And right here, you'll see the word text. This is the default name of this layer. We're gonna rename the layer because, or maybe we can say your name. Because when the customer is in your shop, this is what they'll see. They'll see your name and they'll know to put in their name, and that's what they'll get on the mug. All right, so our personalizable layer, we can edit it just like any other text. So we can resize it, move it, and we will change the font as well. Let's do the same one as our other text. Maybe we can make it a bit bigger. And we can change the color here. Let's move that out of the way. Now we can use the eyedropper tool and pick a color straight from our design here to make it look a little bit more cohesive. Or we can see that I've already used this same color. We can add it like that. Okay. So now let's save our product. And we are now in the listing details page. So here you would go and add your mock-up photos or use ours. You'd add your title, description, but let's focus on this personalization part right here. Now, the first thing you'll see is this enable personalization toggle, and you see that it is disabled. We cannot turn it off. This is because we added that automatic personalizable text layer in the product creator. This means that your buyers have to add a personalization option. They have to add their name or whatever instruction you give them, okay? So the instructions now, you can add right here and say, add your name here, and this is what your buyers will see in the storefront. And of course, you can also change the character limit here if you need to. Now, let's go ahead and publish this. Okay, and before we look at it in the store, I wanna show you one more example. So I made the same mug here, and let me show you in the product creator actually. So here, it's exactly the same designs. Now we have one tiny difference. The name layer is actually a standard text layer. We see that it doesn't have this kind of rainbow border. This is a standard text layer. It is not personalizable by the customer automatically, okay? What does that mean? So let's save our product and go into the listing details here. It means now you see the enable personalization button is active. You can turn it on or you can turn it off. So if you turn it off, they can't personalize it, right? It's gonna be a regular mug. Now, if you turn it on, this gives your buyer the option to personalize it if they want to. So they can buy this mug with just that coffee design, or they can choose to add their name if they want. So for some products or niches, designs, that could be a better option. Not everybody wants personalization, right? So same idea, you enable personalization and you can add your instructions. So, and you can also add the character limit. We'll change that to 15, just for fun. And we'll publish this. Now, we're gonna take a look at both of these products in the storefront to see how your buyers would see the product. So this first mug, this is the mug that we added the automatic personalizable layer to in the product creator. You'll see the pink button, it says personalize and order. Okay, so this is the mug that our buyer has to personalize. If we click that, they get taken to this page where they can simply add their name. Let's make this mug for Martin now. And so your name, that's the name of the personalized layer that you made, right? That you named. And we also see that it generated a live preview for your customer. So before they've even bought anything, they can see exactly what they're going to get, okay? They can go to summary and then they can double check everything if you have more layers, and then they can add it to their cart if they want to. Okay, let's now go to the other mug, the one where I turned on the personalization separately. So this one did not have that automatic layer. So now you just see the regular mug. You can see what it would look like if they did personalize it. But here you'll see the button just says add to cart. But you see a toggle above it, request custom changes, okay? This is the option that your buyer now has to add their name. So they can add their name and add it to cart right away, okay? So if you do this style of personalization, you will have to go into your orders and manually approve and check it. It's not gonna go automatically to production based on your settings. Whereas the other one that we added, the automatic layer, it will, okay? Let's look at one final example. Now, I've already created this product, and this is a calendar. We know calendars are all the rage this time of year, right? The New Year's coming up. Now, here, I wanna emphasize that we can now offer personalizable images, okay? So whether that's you uploading a personalized image that they send you or your buyer uploading their very own image, your buyers are essentially creating this product now. So my calendar here has a ton of personalizable layers, starting with the cover. The buyer can change the name. So again, I've already renamed this layer to make it very clear for my buyer. They can upload their own image, okay? And then I have a regular text layer. This is the text that cannot be changed or personalized by the buyer. This would be part of your custom design, okay? Now, I've actually done that for every single month, right? So the buyer here, they can buy this Martin's POD tips calendar. And yes, there's a different POD tip and a different Martin on every page. So you can see my custom design was kind of this basic background image, right? That can't be changed. That's a permanent element of the calendar. The text, we'll see it's got the rainbow, it's personalizable, okay? So here, Martin added his own POD tip when he bought my calendar, right?
Why do I look like a ghost there? Is that because of Halloween?
It's a pencil sketch.
Okay.
But I guess it could be kind of a ghost. I should have done a Halloween theme. Right, so he can add his own text and his own picture of himself. So yes, if you want to see all of, if you want to see all, we said paintings were in style. This is kind of painting version of Martin, right? So I'm a little bit.
Who's that guy? That doesn't even look like me.
You should see what July looks. Where was it? I had. This one, Anime Martin.
That one looks exactly like me.
So
exactly.
Anyway, the point being, you can have a lot of fun with calendars. People love making their own calendars. All right, so let's see what it looks like now for your buyers when they can upload their own images. So we'll save our product here, choose our mock-up photos, the personalization section here in your listing details. Again, this is disabled because we've added those automatic personalization layers in the product creator, okay? Now here, you can enter instructions for all of your buyers that they'll see on the checkout when they go to check out, okay? So you can give instructions for the name, the image, and for each month. So you'd go through, add your own instructions here. Now, let's publish this. And let's see what it looks like when it publishes. We'll see what it looks like from your buyer's point of view and how they can customize it. Again, they're getting the chance to co-create a product. They're paying you essentially to create most of their own product, and they love that, okay? So let's see it in store. So again, now the buy button, or the CTA here, is the personalize and order. They have to personalize it, okay? Let's click on it, and here we can see all of those personalized options. So let's say now we want Leah's 12 POD tips, okay? So I can change my name, and you'll see it's generating a live preview. We can change all of the images. So we'll put some pictures of me instead of Martin, and we'll change the second one. We'll choose another random one. And again, we're seeing that live generation. So for this calendar, for example, you'll see every single month you can choose, as the buyer, you can choose the image that you want to upload and the text. So calendars and all these print areas can be a lot of fun for personalization, okay? You can click go to summary, and again, they'll kind of see everything that they've entered here. If they made a mistake or they don't like something, they can go back or they can click on the layer. Now, a quick note, if they don't go all the way to add to cart and buy, if they X out of this, nothing's going to be saved, so your buyer will have to re-upload all of the text, the images that they uploaded. So definitely go check out these new features. They're a lot of fun. One final thing I want to mention is that this is all done in pop-up. So Printify pop-up is the place to test out a lot of these new features because that's where they're going to be built first. But we are definitely adding them to other sales channels. And one thing we have not mentioned yet, big news coming for Shopify sellers and personalization. Definitely stay tuned for that.
Nice. Yeah, and you can check back with us here on the Clicks to Riches show for your latest updates when it comes to that, that cool stuff. And it should be noted that although you can fulfill personalized products on any of our integrated sales channels, but the flow that Leah just demonstrated, where everything happens automatically, you kind of set it up so it happens, so everything is fulfilled without you poking in. That is only available with the pop-up store, but it's going to come with our other sales channels here in just a little bit. So hold tight, but even if you're selling on like TikTok Shop or something like that, don't worry, we have a personalization option for you. It's just going to require a little bit more manual work. But the rewards are there, folks, because I mean, not only is the demand there, it's one of your superpowers as a print-on-demand merchant to be able to offer this kind of service to your customers. And it's one of the major advantages you have over the big players, okay? And it's even more apt now that we're coming into the holiday season. So do yourselves a favor, check that out. And we also have a personalization guide that we're gonna pop into the chat. You'll also find it in the description where we lay it all out for you in article form, but feel free to revisit Leah's demo at any time by revisiting this video in the live section of our YouTube channel. Thank you so much, Leah. All right, folks, well, we're just about to bring Leslie on to give you another hands-on demonstration of their awesome tool. But first, folks, I want to give away a little bit more money, ladies and gentlemen. And it should be noted, folks, like you can win at each one of these 3 coupon code giveaways. So you have the potential to win $45 of Printify sales credit if you are a fast typer all 3 times. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Pull out your Printify accounts on the left-hand side where it says wallet, click there. Find where it says Rewards Center and find the coupon code entry box and prepare to enter today's second coupon code, which is Make It Personal, ladies and gentlemen. We're going all in on this personalization, folks, and you should too. It's definitely something you should explore. And now you know how to do it after that awesome demo from Leah. So make it personal, all one word. If you do win, let us know in the chat so we can celebrate one more chance to win a little bit later. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring on, go ahead.
I wanted to say, speaking of, we did have a winner from last time and we have to give them a shout out.
Let's do it.
Congratulations to the AI Experience. What an appropriate name.
The AI Experience.
The AI Experience, yes.
It's almost like we scripted it, but I promise you we didn't. All right, well, we've got our guest waiting in the wings. Let's go ahead and bring her out. Her name is Leslie Cole. She is a returning champion of the Printify live stream, joining us a couple years ago. She was a guest at our first Amplified event. Leslie, welcome back. It's so great to have you here with us today. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing so good. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, and a happy Halloween to you. What are you dressed up as today?
So I know we thought that I was a Pikachu, but I did come as a bee. You just can't tell because my antennas don't stand up.
All right, well, bee it is. Thank you for joining us today, Leslie. So Leslie is a creator and coach that helps women build online businesses that love them back. She's a content creator, an educator, and business strategist who's helped thousands of entrepreneurs turn their creativity into full-time income through user-generated content, digital products, e-commerce. And as EverBee's marketing partner, she creates tutorials and live trainings that teach Etsy and EverBee store sellers how to scale their online businesses with data-driven strategies and authentic marketing. Leslie, did I get that right?
That was good. That was a mouthful.
All right, wonderful. Well, let's go ahead and kick things off with a little icebreaker trivia question. You folks can play along at home. I'm going to ask Leslie a question. I'm going to give her a multiple choice. I'm going to give her multiple choice answers. And you folks, if you know the answer, pop that into the chat so we can see how smart our audience today is but on the day before Halloween. So Leslie, are you ready for your trivia question?
Let's do it.
All right. So the term trick or treat first came into use in what era? Was it the 1930s, A, B, the 1940s, C, the 1950s, or D, the 1960s? Now, don't answer yet. I want to give our audience a chance to answer. Okay, let us know in the chat. When did the term trick or treat become in use? In what era? A, the 1930s, B, the 1940s, C, the 1950s, or D, the 1960s? Okay, are the answers coming in yet?
We have a couple guesses.
Okay, well, Leslie, given those options, what say you?
So I'm a huge, huge, huge Halloween nerd for anybody who knows me. So if I get this wrong, I'm going to be upset, but I'm going to say 1950s.
Congratulations. The answer is C, 1950s, hearkening back to a bygone era when everyone dressed up in their cowboy costumes and ran around the neighborhood. I love Halloween too. That's why I look forward to this show. But Leslie, I want to explore EverBee and your store builder tool because I think it is super, super powerful. And I want to thank you for sharing your time with us and our audience today. But anyone meeting you for the first time, Leslie, like, what's your story? How did you end up helping so many Etsy sellers through EverBee?
So I actually started on Etsy and home decor. Like me and my husband did handmade stuff back in 2017, and we did that through 2021. And then I actually found out about Printify, and I want to say it was either 2019 or 2020. So we kind of like added the print on demand sphere like to our business. And then I found out that you can sell digital products. So then I went into that space as well. So I've been kind of on Etsy since 2017. I just recently got off of it in early 2024 because I started kind of doing my own thing outside of a marketplace. But now I run a full creator agency and I work with multiple creators. And when I say multiple, I mean like hundreds of creators across the world now. And I just serve clients through content. So it made me like really, really happy when you mentioned creator marketing earlier, because that is 100% like what I do and what me and my friends do every day.
Oh, wonderful. Good. So happy to see that we're aligning on that. Yeah. Powerful tool, by the way. Yeah, and we're going to have, and you folks at home, you're going to have some questions. No problem. There'll be a live Q&A here in just a little bit. As those questions come in, pop those into the chat. Our moderator, Talish, will collect those so you don't have to put those in all at once we're done speaking. But Leslie, EverBee's become a go-to tool for data and insights on Etsy. So for you, what's the big problem that EverBee is solving for creators right now?
Well, what I love about EverBee, and this is the reason I started working with them in the first place, is Cody's brain. Cody McGuffey is the CEO and founder and owner of EverBee. And he basically just like takes people's feedback and turns it into a product, just kind of like what you guys do at Printify. So we originally started with EverBee Research because he saw that there was a gap in the system, that we weren't able to really see how products were doing, how listings were doing. And then that turned into keyword research because we couldn't see what other people were utilizing in tags. And then that turned into EverBee email. And then that just recently turned into EverBee Store as well. So we basically just took his brain and took all of the feedback that everyone was giving us on a daily basis at EverBee and started building products to fulfill each of those individualized gaps. So I think that's personally what I love the most about it, is we are really customer focused, and we do our best to kind of make it an all-in-one stop shop for them with or without Etsy.
Okay, well, shout out to Cody. Keep up the good work, buddy. But I want to drill down on EverBee Store. So, Leslie, for anybody that isn't familiar with this particular product, how would you describe what EverBee Store actually does, like in one sentence?
So I had to write this down because I wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything. But in my opinion, it is the only platform, and I've looked at a lot, by the way. I was on Squarespace, I was on Shopify, I was on Wix, I was on WordPress myself. It's the only platform that I've found that can help a creator at any level, from absolute beginner to multi-six-figure business owner, build a website utilizing AI that allows them to make money in different ways, including, of course, print on demand, which we're talking about the majority of the time today, but also through subscriptions, charging for their time, and any other physical or digital items as well.
Okay. So you describe EverBee Store as an AI-powered business in a box. That's a bold claim. Like, can you unpack what that means in practical terms for a creator or a seller?
Totally. So we, and by we, it ain't me, it's our product dev team, but they've created this thing called EverBee Brain, which is just our in-house AI system. And you can, which we're going to go over, today, of course, but you can literally build an entire website from scratch utilizing AI, our built-in AI. You can pair it with ChatGPT, however you want to do it, Gemini, whatever. So all of that can be done in one location on EverBee Store. And then also being able to do all the automations on the back end is super helpful. So being able to, pair up with Printify in our app section, pair up with email marketing. Like we include transactional emails with EverBee email through EverBee Store, completely included in your monthly price. And not a lot of people do that. And I only know that because I was the business owner for about 3 years who was paying for 7 different platforms to do what I needed to get done each month. EverBee Store does 90% of it for me now.
Okay, that sounds pretty cool. But AI, now everybody's talking about AI this, AI that. It's seeping into just about every aspect of our life right now. So I got one final question for you before we move on to your demo, because I can't wait to see it. But for the skeptics out there, what's the biggest misconception about using AI in e-commerce that you've had to bust?
I wouldn't even say that I had to bust it, but I wanted to give a difference of opinion, if you will, on it, or a different way to approach it. I use AI every single day in my business, and I'm sure you guys do as well. He actually, if I could show you on my screen, I can't just because of the way my screen share works in the future when we do start sharing. But I literally have it called Charles. So ChatGPT is Charles. It literally says that in my favorites bar. That's how often I use it. And I literally talk to him like he's my favorite coworker, and I personalize him like I just did. But what most people are going to be doing that I've experienced with my creators, with people in e-com, with people in Etsy, is they take AI at face value. and they don't personalize it. They don't humanize it. They don't research the research that was done for them. So I don't want to say utilizing AI as a lazy approach to business, because it's not. It's actually the smartest way that you can approach a business, because it's the way to do things 10 times faster than your colleagues, your competitors, whomever who are not utilizing it. However, it would be lazy to just copy and paste from ChatGPT, or even, I love EverBee Brain, but just to copy and paste from EverBee Brain and call it a day. Especially because, like you said, AI is on the rise and there are a lot of skeptics, and everyone knows that it exists now. And there are literally, especially in my field now, is there are literally people making AI influencers. So they're not real people, and they're trying to like get you to buy this skincare product. So I personally am thinking like a customer, thinking like a consumer, thinking like a searcher, thinking like a person that's scrolling on Instagram, on TikTok, whatever. What would make me want to click into that? What would make me feel like I resonate with that message? And it's not going to be an AI influencer, nor is it going to be a ChatGPT pull straight from it, copy and paste. What's going to make me want to do something is I feel like that makes sense to me. That is emotionally resonant. It's personalized, like all the different ways that you said earlier, like personalization in itself is a very, very big, very important thing in our industry in every single way. Even like in my space, in the creator space, like personalizing and tailoring the content is very important. But then we also have this element that Leah showed today where we're utilizing AI to speed up the personalization process. So I think that's the biggest thing that I've had to kind of help people overcome, is don't just copy and paste, because then you're going to get passed by the people who are utilizing AI to benefit and as a tool for their business, rather than like taking over their business.
Nice. Now, you're the first person I've ever heard of that actually gave ChatGPT a name, and I'm just kind of curious, is that like a thing? Like, you folks watching, like, let us know in the chat. Like, have you named ChatGPT as well?
People have already commented, and this is the first time I've heard that too. I think it's genius. Pup Style Haven Linda says she calls hers Charlie. So very similar name. Another one calls theirs Winston. It's such a good idea.
All right,
I think I'm gonna have to name
I'm
mine.
totally coming up with a name for ChatGPT. That's everybody's assignment, is name your ChatGPT at home. But I'm really excited about EverBee Store. So why don't we just get right down to it, and why don't you show us exactly what EverBee Store is all about? I think that's where the most value is going to be. So let's go ahead and do that.
For sure. Okay, so whomever is running this, if you want to go ahead and allow me a screen share access, I have everything up on my end ready to go.
Okay, we're ready to go.
Perfect. So the first thing I wanted to show you guys today, hopefully you were able to see it. This is actually my EverBee Store, because I like to put my money where my mouth is and not work for a company or not promote a product that I'm not personally utilizing myself. So like I mentioned, I was on Squarespace for around 3 years. So like the entirety of the life of my business. When EverBee Store was built, which we've been kind of doing this since, I want to say like October, it's almost been a year now, October, November of last year. But when I got access to it in April, May of this year, because I was kind of like the test dummy to make sure that everything looked good and everybody could, benefit from it in their own different seller ways. I decided to move my stuff over fully, like completely get rid of my Squarespace, completely move over that domain fully over here. And that's how much I believe in this product. And this product has made me so much freaking money because I have so many different things in one location. So what I wanted to quickly show you guys before we get into the demo is the ability of customization that we have here. Because if you think about, a lot of our people who decided to go with EverBee Store were Etsy sellers or are Etsy sellers, and they just wanted to scale up a little bit. They just wanted to level up a tiny bit. And how do we do that? We're going to customize. So the same way that you said personalization is super huge in our industry, customization and really building like a founder story is going to be really, really helpful if you're looking for that leveling up outside of Etsy or in tandem with your Etsy store. What a lot of our people have actually done is utilize Etsy, almost like what Leah said earlier with the pop-up shop. So you utilize Etsy to test, and you utilize EverBee research to confirm or deny that these things are working over here. Maybe you do some Etsy ad spend over here as well. And then you take that winning niche, you take that winning concept, you take that winning person and target audience, and you make an EverBee Store out of them. So with that said, I just wanted to show you, as it relates to customization, you are able to fully customize this however you want. You're able to host videos, as you can see here. You're able to give lead magnets like I do here here as well. And then obviously, like we mentioned, for print on demand, we have that aspect too. So personally, I, on my own website, am able to charge for print on demand items, or of course, if I was still doing handmade, I could do that. I'm able to sell digital products right here, where however you want to build those out. I'm able to sell my time, so like through a Calendly booking or however you want to use that. All of that can be done in here, as well as subscriptions. So we have a lot of business owners, a lot of creators who, from like myself, for example, kind of like what you said, your sellers club, same concept. So let's say the sellers club was $25 a month. People could come in here and they can join the sellers club on your EverBee store, and then all they would have to do is just log in, and then they would get access to whatever you wanted to give them in the sellers club. So it's the weekly lives, it's the Printify pop-up bundle checklist, whatever it is. Like all of that is going to be embedded into EverBee Store and hidden from search engines, but can be found with someone who has a subscription. So I just wanted to really quickly show you how like all in one that happens directly on my website and how I'm utilizing it. And then with that said, I want to show you guys completely from scratch how to do this. So first of all, we have 3 different ways. This will grow, but we're still a baby right now, but this will grow, and we're able to migrate it from other locations. But for now, we have create your store with AI from scratch, import from Etsy, which yes, hopefully you guys can believe me that those 3 words are true. All you got to do is literally click this button, and then Etsy will kind of come over to EverBee Store, which is really, really helpful for you guys if you are on that platform. And then, of course, thirdly, being migrate with Wix. For today's purposes, I'm going to go ahead and choose, obviously, create with AI, because that's what we're really focused on today, is how to work smarter, not harder. So I'm going to click on this. And then I already went ahead and brought to the table kind of like a prompt of sorts. So what I did was I straight up just asked Charles, being honest. I was like, I'm creating a new EverBee store for a Printify joint live stream. Help me come up with the about/business information for a company that sells print on demand items that I can put into EverBee brained AI backend and build from scratch. So just so you guys know that that's what I did over here on the left-hand side. But you guys can literally, if you don't know what you want to do and you just want to play around in EverBee Store for a month, you get it for your first month. It's $1. And then it's $29 every month after that, which again does include email marketing included and transactional emails as well. So if that's something that you're like, I want to do this, but I have no idea what the heck I want to do, cool. Literally click print on demand shirts, and then the EverBee brain, the AI system, is going to kind of like formulate that for you, and then you have the ability to go in and customize. However, since I did go ahead and build mine, I want to just copy and paste this just so you can see what I did for like the business information and who I want to be. So you can see I just kind of chose, this is an old brand of mine actually, so it's actually a real one, but we don't sell anymore. You can steal the name if you want, but it's Wild and Whiskered Co. So we're in the pet lovers niche. And then I have a little bit of like the about section. We believe that pets deserve a spotlight and their humans deserve to match. So cozy hoodies with your cat's face on it. Mugs that have dog mom energy, whatever. So that's kind of like what we're doing today. And then I put a little bit of my business information in here of how I'm going to be utilizing Printify to build this site alongside EverBee Store. And then just some keywords so that they know, like EverBee Brain knows how I want to get built. So that is what's going to happen. And you can go ahead and click this button right here, or at any time you can actually concise it down. I don't think that's a word. You can make it smaller. Like Martin meant his own word today, so I'm making mine. So you can concise it down into one of these however you want. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and just use what I built today, and it's going to start getting to work on creating my store backend. Now, something I want to mention really quick in this section is I have not paid for anything up until this point. So what's going to happen is it's going to actually build a store preview for you completely from scratch based on the information that you put into that little build with AI section. And then we're going to choose our fonts, and then we're going to choose our colors, and then we're going to see what this baby can look like in real time. And then you make a decision on whether or not you want to put your credit card information in. So I just wanted to make that very clear, because a lot of people are like, well, I don't really know if I want to do this yet. And like, I'm going to play around with it. And like, we heard you. And that is one of those things that Cody was like, cool, let's not charge them until they're 100% sure that this is something that they're even interested in doing. And they get to see what we can build. And by we, I mean Of course, EverBee Brain, the AI in the back end. So we got to see like what that can build before you ever put your credit card information in. You absolutely can. So we can scroll through here. You're going to see we have a hero image, unique graphic apparel for every occasion. I don't like this. This is 100% what I meant earlier when I answered my AI question. We need to change that significantly because it needs to focus on the actual person we're trying to hit. Same way that I did it here. So I have my hero image, but I am using like the tagline that I use for all of my stuff that I do in my business, and then who I help, what I help them do, and then 2 calls to action. So that's something that we would obviously want to adjust in here, but I do love the idea of having this cute little, what is he, golden retriever, I guess. What's funny though is the hoodie on the golden retriever is actually a corgi, so he's having an identity crisis. Anyway, so that's the hero image here, and then it'll kind of show like what you can do next. So it's going to be like maybe the our products section could be the thing that happens right below the fold. And in case you guys are not aware, below the fold just means like your first scroll. So what happens after that very first scroll? So there, EverBee Brain is telling us maybe we should focus on some products. And then it says, unleash your pet's passion, explore our collections, whatever. Again, all of this stuff is going to be completely customizable and completely editable. These are actually so cute. I did not know this was going to happen. So we're literally doing this live. I love these. I might actually make that blanket. So this is actually a really, really good example of like what can be done with the AI. And not that you're going to sell this necessarily because it's just an AI generated image, but I'm getting some ideas of like maybe what we can build in our Printify backend. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and click next. And then we're going to have the opportunity to do this. So do we want to change anything fonts or colors wise? Completely up to you. Let's just say I choose, Merriweather. It's going to do it in real time. Let's say I want to go a little bit more muted. And we want to have like the pink and the sage and the brown. Theoretically speaking, it'll also be in real time. There we go. So now we're going to see just a couple of things have changed. However, like I mentioned earlier, do not take too much time thinking about these things and be like, oh, dang, they don't have my colors that I want. Because like I told you a second ago, you can change all of these on the back end to match your exact color vibe. We're just doing this for now to be able to get to the dashboard, okay? So now that we have built it, quote unquote, with AI, it is now ready to be edited and it's ready to have products actually being brought in. So with that said, the first thing that we're going to do, there's a couple things that you will need to do business wise. So you can see like connect Stripe to begin accepting orders. Like in order to get paid, you got to do something like that. So make sure that you follow those things first as well. But for today's purposes, we're going to go to apps. And then we're going to go ahead and go to App Market, and you're going to choose whichever one. This is going to be very robust one day, but for now we have our 3 partners. My favorite, of course, being Printify. So we're going to go ahead and click Install. And once we do that, it's going to ask you to basically approve some things. So it's like, will Printify be able to do these things? Yes or no, like inside EverBee Store. And we want to say, of course, yes. So we'll go ahead and click connect. And like Martin mentioned earlier with Leah's demonstration, you guys at any time can come back into this live stream, pick up at the like 30 or so minute mark and watch this tutorial in full. Or you can always check out our live, our YouTube channel as well. We have multiple Printify and EverBee Store tutorials to walk you guys through. So we're going to go ahead and allow those yeses here, like I will allow Printify to do these things on my behalf on the EverBee Store. And once we do that, we're actually going to be able to log into Printify pretty immediately. So what's going to happen is you'll see all of these different things are what I have on my Printify that are now linked to EverBee Store. So what we're going to do is come back over to our Printify, and let's say we're in Christmas time, like we've been talking about. Actually, let's do Halloween because I love Halloween. So let's say we're doing Halloween for today. I do not have a design ready to go, guys. I'm going to be so honest with you, but I'm going to pretend like I do. So let's just say we want to do ceramic ornaments for Halloween. We're going to click start designing. You guys know all of this. There's nothing I need to show you Printify wise. But let's just say, for today's purposes to go really quick, we want to do this one that's like RIP, or no, sorry, this was cruising my way into 60. Very cute. First of all, this is a good idea, Printify. I actually really love this idea. All right. So we're going to pop that there, do what you normally do, choose what colors you want, whatever, preview it, choose the mockups, all the things. So we're going to save product just the same way you would do in Etsy. It's the exact same concept. We're not going to change anything here. We're only just going to say which one of these that we want. So we want that one, we want this one, we want this one, whatever. Click Save Selection. and it says 3 of 20 selected because obviously Etsy just recently adjusted where I don't know if it's all sellers, but I know a majority of sellers can have up to 20 photos now. So we are not going to necessarily have to worry about that because we're going to EverBee Store, but just to show you what it can look like. So when we're in here, we're going to basically do the same concepts that we would do on Etsy. So we're going to edit this title. So let's just say, what was it? 60th birthday ornament gift for mom, whatever. Okay. So you'll pop your little thing in there, however you want to utilize your title. We're going to edit our description again, however you want to do it. I'm not going to do that today, but just to show you, this is all embedded Printify stuff, of course. So we want to elevate this. We want to make sure that we can start using keywords that are going to help us get found, because one of the main questions that I have gotten over the past, 4 months that we've been doing EverBee Store is, will you guys be driving traffic to me? And that's not how it works, because you have your own business and you have to drive traffic the same way that you would have to drive traffic on Etsy. Etsy is just a marketplace that works off of keywords sometimes, and it might benefit you by utilizing those keywords that match search intent. We're doing the exact same thing here with EverBee Store. You're just matching buyer and searcher intent on Google or on Bing or Ask Jeeves, if that's still a thing. So it's going to be the exact same concept as what you guys would do with Etsy, but we're just going to put it in more places like the description as well as the title and, of course, tags here. What I don't recommend doing, however, is going to EverBee Research on Etsy and utilizing those tags and moving them over unless you absolutely confirm or deny that they are what they need to be. So by that, I mean going into Google Keyword Planner, going into Pinterest, going into Google Search. And if you're starting to find that those things are being looked at heavily, by all means, pop them in the tags. But just wanted to make that quick note. So let's just say ornament for grandma or whatever is like one of the things that we do. We click add. And of course, like we talked about with AI, you guys have this little guy now, which is a really, really helpful extra step that we don't have to do to help improve that. So if you're brand new, like we mentioned earlier, EverBee Store is literally for anybody starting from scratch or going all the way to 6 figures. So we can improve listing here inside of Printify, which will transfer over to EverBee Store. However, you also can start from scratch on these. Just make sure you're doing what you need to do. Sorry, I like talk and then my hat moves. So doing what you need to do to make this as searchable on Google as possible. So let's say we added all of our tags. Let's say we don't have any personalization, so we're just going to actually keep that as is right now. We're going to automatically assign shipping. Pricing, I'll probably just keep it as is, but if you wanted to adjust anything, you could do it here on Printify or you could do it in EverBee Store. Just be mindful that anything that you edit in EverBee Store will not sync to Printify. However, you're going to be having people purchase from EverBee Store, not Printify. So just keeping that in mind that it's not that big of a deal if things do not move over here, but just for your tracking purposes, I wanted to make sure that you guys knew that. All right. So now that we're all done, what we're going to not do is click publish. I know that's a little weird because that's usually what we do. And I've been on Printify since, like I said, 2019. So when I was like this myself, I was like, that's a little weird. Why am I not publishing it? And it's simply because we are actually coming from EverBee Store to Printify, not the other way around. So what we're going to do is actually click save as draft instead. And then now we're going to see, theoretically speaking, there you go, right there. Oh, look at you. That's us today. So we're going to have our 60th birthday ornament, gift for mom, gift for grandma, whatever. And you're going to see it says unpublished right now. However, if I go back over here to EverBee Store and keeping in mind that we are now in the apps section of Printify. So earlier we went to the app market to download Printify. Now we're actually opening that baby up. So we're going to go ahead and open it. And that takes us to our Printify EverBee Store integrated dashboard. And all I'm going to do, I really hope this works because I'm doing this live, but all I'm going to do is go ahead and select fetch all updates. And what is that going to do? That is going to bring, it says 0 of 195, but that's because I was doing something else before this. And now I have regrets that I did that on the same platform. But you can see 31 of 195 products imported. This was about 200 things that I did on Printify, and it is syncing all of them over now, even without hitting publish. So you can see it's going really fast. It's nothing that's like taking too much time. We are already a little less than halfway there. A little over halfway there now. And once these are synced over here, we should be able to see them come up from the top. So you can see successfully fetched all updates, So let's go ahead. Yay, it worked. I was really nervous because I haven't done this in a while. All right, so all I had to do was fetch all updates, and now you can see 60th birthday ornament gift for mom. So the last step is this is now not published in your store, as you can see. So the last step is, okay, we need to make edits to see how like we want this to actually appear on our store. Because right now, all that's going to happen is everything that we did on EverBee, or excuse me, everything that we did on Printify is going to sync right over. So we're going to go ahead and click publish to store. And then what we're going to do is actually go back into it itself to make edits into it to make sure, like I said earlier, that people can find it and that it's being shown on your website appropriately. So from there, we're going to go to products again, and you're going to see one because I've only published one to this store, obviously. And we're going to open that up, and then there's going to be some things that you're going to want to edit, just like you would on an Etsy listing. So you take it from Printify, you publish it to your Etsy store. When you get to Etsy, you don't just leave it as is, right? It's going to be the exact same concept. However, things are going to come over as they should have, like our description that we built, our title that we built, our photos that we embedded, and all of the tags will be here as well. So if we want to change the category, like right now, there's nothing there. Let's see, ornament. There we go. So we want to change the category to ornament. Again, this is going to be for indexing on Google. So making sure that you're absolutely telling them what the category is. This is where we can upload any or edit any of those variants, where we can edit any of those costs, like I mentioned earlier. And then we also want to make sure that we are adding these different things. So like you saw, the product tag that I put in came over, but I also could do right here in EverBee as well. And I don't think there is, I don't know the exact number, to be honest with you guys, that I don't think it's 13 like tags like Etsy has. So put as many as you want and as you can before it stops you. And then as it relates to collections, obviously this is a brand new store, so I don't have any yet, but I'm going to show you guys in just one moment how to build that. But a collection is like what you guys saw earlier under merch on my shop. So creator apparel, creator hats, creator bags. So like the same way that you would see different things built out in sections on Etsy, it's the exact same concept here once we have them built. And then this is the most important element right here. Obviously the most important element is probably the design and the target audience and the product itself. But as we're building this out, this is the most important piece of the entire build, because this is where you're going to get found. So all those people that ask me to drive them traffic, this is how you're going to drive them traffic. So making sure that the meta description makes sense for what someone might be searching on Google. So you can put all of that in there and then click update. And as you can see, any changes to the product will only be affected in EverBee Store, not or reflected in EverBee Store, not Printify. You can also see it's now been published. So if I were to go back to our actual site, so if I go to preview site right now, there should be all the things that we agreed to at the beginning, but there should also be the item there. And then you'll see these little pop-ups as well. So now you guys have a fully built store for you, again, AI generated. And now we are able to move things over from Printify very, very quickly. Now we have a quote unquote, obviously I didn't do it fully today, but we have a quote unquote optimized listing directly from Printify, and all of the colors, fonts, etc. that we chose today. So then the last thing that you guys really need to do is just build the site itself. So edit it in the ways that you want to build it, what makes sense for your target audience. And the best way to do that is just, first of all, again, you can use AI, go into ChatGPT, go into Charles, and just ask for, let's just say in this particular example, give me a list of the top 10 profits or income driving pet related brands currently in e-com, and then just list them all out. And then you're going to look at the ones that are doing well, the same way that we would go on Etsy and kind of like emulate what is already doing well. We're going to just do the exact same thing, but with an entire website structure. And if website structure freaks you out a little bit, if that's something that you're like, I don't know how the heck to do that, that's fine, because like I said, it's going to build it all for you. But I also have a tutorial on our page. If you go to our YouTube channel, I think Martin linked it in the description, and it's 2 parts, and it's how I built my website. I think it's literally called Website in a Weekend. So it's going to walk you through why I chose my hero, how I edited my about section, why I built out these product descriptions like this. So if you need a full-blown tutorial on how to do that, and then you would basically just take what you have for ChatGPT, take my tutorial and apply it to your own business. And at any time, if you don't want to leave EverBee, you can always come over here to our good friend EverBee Brain and chat with them right there. So let's say I need better copy for the hero image headline to attract the right buyers for my store. I'm just doing this very fast, obviously. So right now we have something that says unique graphic apparel for every occasion. Just open up EverBee Brain. It's going to say express your pet love with custom creations, celebrate your bond, discover playful and charming pet apparel, etc. So that's where the AI piece kind of comes into this. It's going to build your foundation first, and then it's also going to help you build out each of the individual sections, your product description, what you want your titles to be, etc. But then, like I mentioned earlier, I cannot beat a dead horse enough on this Halloween or pre-Halloween day. Just make sure that you are not taking this and copying and pasting it necessarily, but you're really doing the research on how to make this store truly shine in a very humanized and personalized approach. So I think that's it. I tried to make it as fast as possible. Was that enough? Is there anything else you want me to show?
That was awesome, super powerful. Thank you so much for the comprehensive demonstration. I think it was on point. And what I find to be the most interesting aspect or most applicable aspect to of EverBee Store to our merchant community comes out of the conversations that I have with folks in my live Q&As, where I'm talking with beginners, people that may have an idea of where they want to go. They have a set idea of their goals, perhaps. They know who they want to target. They know the products they want to sell, but they don't know how to take that first step. And a tool like this is so powerful because it literally forces you in the direction you want to go. And at the very least, it gets you closer, or at least in the direction that you want to go in order to build your business. So it's a great tool to at least get that barge moving in the direction of profitability. So wonderful! Thank you so much, Leslie. I really appreciate it. Our audience really appreciates it. So if you don't mind, how do you feel about taking some questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, well, let's go ahead. Leah, what do we have from our audience today?
Yes, we've got some good questions here. The first question for you, Leslie, from Big Jim's Kitchen. Will EverBee pull from my website on Shopify?
Leslie, did you hear that one?
I am so sorry. I can only hear you on my end. I cannot hear Leah at all.
Oh, no problem. The question comes from, where was it? From Big Jim's Kitchen. Big Jim asks, will EverBee pull from my website or from Shopify? Excuse me,
good question.
Will pull from my website on Shopify?
Right. So we are in the process of, it's kind of like what you said earlier on my channel last week, where you're like, I can't guarantee an exact date, but we're working on it. That's where we're at with that. So we do that with Wix and Etsy, and we're working on Shopify.
Okay, so stay tuned for Shopify. This next question comes from Cleo. Cleo asks, is Printify going to add any new options to extend the embroidery area and print area for designers to have more flexibility to create, or new products like refined handbags? Okay, a lot of questions in there. Let me unpack this point by point for you, Cleo. Is Printify going to add new options to extend the embroidery areas and printing areas for designers? Well, the cool thing is that we have many different print providers that offer various sizes in terms of print areas. I implore you to explore to find the one that matches up with your particular business needs. But you're also able to take advantage of all over print products. No, those are sublimation printed, and all over print products, be they sweatshirts, hoodies, tote bags, whatever, clutches, purses. You can use the entire garment as your canvas to put your design on. Is that going to align with what you're trying to get done? I don't know, but at least check it out. Are we going to extend those print areas for embroidery? Well, keep in mind, the larger those print areas get, the more it's going to cost you to do that embroidery, okay? So what we've done is we've done a cost-benefit analysis to find that sweet spot of, okay, we're not charging you guys too much, so you can still capture some profit selling these products, and it's still big enough for you to get your idea across. Is that going to change in the future? I don't know. Stay tuned to the Clicks to Riches show for updates. But thank you very much for your question, Cleo. All right. Next one from Linda. Linda says, can you do both personalized text and photo? Well, I think Leah just showed you that that is exactly possible. If you hearken back to Leah's presentation, where she was showing you how to create the calendar, well, that was a combination of text layers and also images. So answer, yes. All right. Liz says, how do I decide what character limit to set? Oh, this is a very good one, Liz. I'm assuming, Liz, you mean as you are setting up your personalized listing and you give a character limit to your audience to be able to put their ideas down. Now, there's no one right answer to this because it's going to depend on the information you are trying to collect. If it's just a name, I don't know, just 20, maybe less, 15, whatever it takes. I mean, how many first names are going to be more than 15 letters? Probably not a lot.
It's going to depend on the size of your design and the size of your product as well, right? Like the mug, you probably can't have a 40, 50, 60 character name. It's going to end up extending off the mug and how big you want that to name. Now, our personalized text layers also are going to auto resize. You can change them a little bit, but if you have it set to a certain size for a 4-letter name and somebody puts in a 10-letter name, it's going to shrink that text layer down. So play around with it in the product creator, test its limits, see how long of a name you can put in there to see what still looks good with the design and the product.
Okay. This next question comes from the AI Experience, very apt for this discussion, but the AI Experience asks, this one's for you, Leslie, does signing up for EverBee Store also give you access to the paid extension on Etsy?
Oh, good question. So EverBee Research and EverBee Store and EverBee Email are technically all 3 separate products. However, we do include EverBee Email in EverBee Store. So we don't include EverBee Research with EverBee Store, but like I mentioned earlier, you can utilize EverBee Research if you do have that with Etsy to kind of figure out what keywords people are actively looking up and then being able to utilize that in your store.
Okay, wonderful. This is another question for you, Leslie, that also comes from the AI Experience. And I'm super excited to hear your take on this, considering your marketing background. So, what are the best recommendations for promoting your listings outside of Etsy and outside of EverBee Store to drive traffic to those stores besides Facebook ads? So you can't say Facebook ads.
Okay, no problem, because I don't like Facebook ads myself, so it's all good. I wanted to actually piggyback off of, I'm glad this question was asked because I wanted to make sure that I can hit on it. I wanted to piggyback off of your creator marketing element from earlier that you were saying you don't need these like influencers with millions and millions of followers. If you can just get someone who has like a targeted audience, even if it's like, less than those 10,000 subs or 10,000 followers, I actually want to take it a step further and make it even easier for everybody else. That yes, that should be one approach, but I think it should be in tandem with UGC creators. So that is what I do full time. That is my full business now, as I work with hundreds of UGC creators over the world, and I am one for clients myself, where we basically curate content for clients to utilize in their marketing strategies. So instead of paying for someone's audience, you have the ability to pay for content, which means you're going to get a lot more content than if you were to only, pay for that one video or that one story on, someone's Instagram. Because from experience, even up to that 10,000, you're considered a micro influencer, basically 5,000 and above. And from my experience, again, working with influencers on a daily basis, you can charge, theoretically speaking, you could charge anywhere from 1% to 5% of your total follower count per piece of content. So if we think about someone who's at 5,000, that's, potentially $500 right there. I think I can't do math. And then 10,000, like what would be the difference there? I think it's maybe 50 and 100, sorry. But just thinking about, you will more than likely have to pay to play the same way we would pay for Facebook ads. So that's just something I like to look at too, is maybe utilizing UGC creators in tandem, and maybe even making that your like initial big push, because you're going to be able to pay a lot less for content, get a lot more content. And if you pay for something like, raw footage from them. It's not curated, it's not edited. Like, you have the ability to take that one video and repurpose it in a million different places. You have the ability to edit it, to make as many iterations as possible, to test different hooks, to take a bunch of content from a bunch of different creators that you paid maybe, let's just say $500 in total for, comparatively to $500 for one video. And then you can take all of those and get a video editor for like 50 bucks on Fiverr and have 100 different ads to go through. So that's actually something that I wanted to piggyback off of your like influencer or micro influencer idea earlier, because with Facebook ads, not saying Facebook ads is the only thing, but with Facebook ads, you have the ability to push that so much further. TikTok ads, whatever it is, YouTube ads even. And then you have the ability to have so much more content than if you were trying to basically pay for someone's audience.
Wow. Leslie, the only thing I took away from that is that I think we need to have you on again so we can do a deeper dive into your marketing brain for our audience. So we'll put a pin in that. But thank you so much for sharing your time with us and our audience today. Apologies if we didn't get to your question, but there is one final question. Somebody asked me where are these sunglasses from. I don't know if you can see these, but on the side here they say Printify. They handed these out at a Printify event like several years ago, and these have been knocking around in my car. They're like my emergency sunglasses when I forget mine at home. But thank you very much for all of your questions, folks. Wow, what an interesting discussion we have had today, and I hope you folks have gotten something out of this. But before we say goodbye, because we're about to bring this ship in for a landing, I want to give away a little bit more money.
Absolutely.
So what I'm going to ask you to do for the last time today, folks, is pull out your Printify accounts, and on the left-hand side, click on Wallet, then go to Reward Center, and prepare to enter today's third and final coupon code for $15 of Printify sales credit to the 3 of you that can type the fastest.
Before we do that, we have to announce the winner from the second round. And again, the AI experience won again. So super fast typer, I guess. Let's see if you can get that third time.
Ooh, all right. Well, AI experience, I'm not 100% convinced you're a human being, but if you do win this third round, let us know in the chat, because you are our big winner. We're coming away 3 wins in a row. All right. So our third and final coupon code is Automation Nation, all one word spelled just like this, ladies and gentlemen, because in 2 weeks, we're going to be back with another episode all about how you can automate your print-on-demand experience for one of 2 experiences. For one being, if you just want a very low maintenance side hustle that kind of gets you some passive income on the side, or to use these automation tools that are available from Printify and elsewhere to elevate and exponentially increase the amount of work you're able to put in on your store, and double that and triple that using these tools, so you can bring your store all the way to become one of our top 1% sellers. So join us in 2 weeks for that discussion. But folks, we threw a lot of information at you today. So what do you do with all of it? Well, good for you. Good news that we have our action plan here, where we'll explain how you can put all of this to work for your ultimate benefit. And first of all, it's not too late to go all in on the holiday season, okay? We made some jokes today about how the holiday season is here right now. I mean, Halloween's tomorrow. I mean, the big, huge demand kicks off in a week or 2, but people are already out there buying. Just because you haven't started yet, or you're just kind of playing around, don't let this opportunity pass you by. Okay? When I was working with our top merchants, we would have this discussion in July. I mean, if you look back at the Clicks to Riches show, we brought you an episode about how to prepare for the holiday in July. But that doesn't mean that you still can't take advantage of this massive opportunity. So don't let it slip by. Get out there and make hay while the sun is shining.
And so, yeah, if you haven't already started making personalized products, try it this season. Make it a priority, at least with a couple of products, okay? If you have already started making personalized products, then it's time to turn it up. Add an extra personalizable layer, add an extra photo, try something a little bit different.
Yeah, and get technology on your side, folks, because it can go one of 2 ways. You either get on board with technology and use that to amplify your business, or you get left behind. That's going to be the key to success in 2026, is how you're able to implement these various tools that come online. Because, I mean, we didn't know this stuff was going to exist when 2025 began. So imagine where we're going to be as we get halfway through or all the way through 2026. It's going to be a completely interesting yet different landscape. So do yourself a favor, take these tools on board before it's too late.
And the biggest tip also, get ready for the holiday season with your customers. Make yourself absolutely available. Be ready to answer any and all your customer questions that come in ASAP, immediately. So even if you don't know the answer right away, acknowledge the customer, say, hi, I see your question. Let me find out for you. I'll let you know as soon as I know.
And since the holiday season is upon us, I'm going to leave you with my biggest tip for success during the holiday season. And it's a very simple one, folks. Make yourself available. Answer any questions that come in as soon as you can, okay? Because people are going to be shopping. They're going to be interested in your products. They're going to ask a question. And guess what? If you don't get back to them in time, they're just going to go on to the next seller and purchase from your competition. And that opportunity you had, you let it slip through your fingers. So even if you don't have the answer ready for them, like if they want to know the status of their package, or they want to know something about how this T-shirt fits, whatever. Even if you don't have that answer handy, like if you're just kind of answering from your phone, reach out, let them know that their concerns have been heard, and that you'll get back to them as soon as possible with a comprehensive and correct answer that they can use to then convert into a paying customer. So be Johnny on the spot when it comes to your responses. Because all the influx of new customers you're getting, if you provide them with a positive experience, guess what? That's gonna translate and continue on into 2026, and they're gonna become repeat buyers. All right, folks. Well, I want to thank you for joining us today. We've had a lot of fun. I'm going to make one more plea for you to join me for my live Q&A sessions on Mondays and Wednesdays on the Sellers Club. They're 100% free. We're going to pop the link in, sign up, join me, and let's talk about the things that are important to you, and let me play a small part in your success. And also use code JOINSELLERS2025 to sign up for the Sellers Club and check it out for a month, absolutely free. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and pop in the link to our post-show survey. Click on that, please, and answer, and just fill out the survey. And 3 of you who complete it will be chosen at random to receive our grand prize: $50 of Printify sales credit and a super awesome, super cool, best shirt in the world, a Clicks to Riches t-shirt that you can wear and make all of your friends jealous. Go ahead and click on that link and do it right now. All right, well, folks, that's it for today. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode. I wanna thank our guest Leslie for sharing her time with us. I want to thank Leah for giving us an awesome personalization demonstration, and I want to thank you for spending your time with us today. But before we say goodbye, Leslie, do you have any last words for our audience?
Yeah, one thing I wanted to hit on real fast, just because it's where I'm at in my season of life right now, is just don't be scared to be a newbie at something. Don't be scared to get curious. Even if you are, by the way, a 6-figure Etsy seller and you've never built a website before, that's still technically newbie level. So I actually just recently became a TikTok shop affiliate myself 30 days ago. So that's where you actually make the content for the brands instead of being a seller. And I have been getting down on myself a little bit because I made $1 million as a content creator in 3 years, and I can't seem to crack a dime on that stupid platform. So what I'm trying to do is really just come at it myself with like a fun, brand new, curious, excited, interested, eager to learn entrepreneurial spirit. And I just want to encourage everybody else to do the same, especially as we're going to 2026, especially as all these new things do come online. Like you said, if we talk again this time next year, just imagine what in the world is going to become a thing, you know, over the next 365 days. So just being okay with not being perfect at something. It's something I'm using in my daily life. It's something I'm using with my creators, and I hope it helps you guys too.
Wonderful. All right. Leah, do you have any last words for our audience?
Well, I love what Leslie just said. Don't be scared to be a newbie, but use this time of year also to collect information, collect data as a newbie. Get those listings out there, get your designs out there, try personalization. And even if you don't get a ton of sales like you expected, that is still information for you to build off of and learn for next year or moving forward.
Yes, personalize it, ladies and gentlemen. Set yourself up for success during the holidays. And well, for all of us here at the Clicks to Riches show, for Leslie and for the behind the scenes crew and for Leah and myself, we want to wish you a very happy and a very safe Halloween. We'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.
Yeah.